think of when you think of a doll with beautiful blonde hair, blue eyes, and a fabulous smile? Of course you think of Barbie. She's freaking iconic. So I'm pretty sure that in your household at some time there has been a Barbie, or you've owned a Barbie, or your sisters owned a Barbie, or your mother's uncles, cousins own a Barbie, but you know what she is. You know who she is. In the 1950s, Ruth Handler came up with the idea for Barbie. Her man worked for Mattel Toys, conveniently, and you know, she thought to herself, my daughter needs a good toy. My son Ken has all, like, you know, G.I. Joes and, you know, these action figures and all this cool stuff. You know, my daughter deserves a toy to project her hopes and dreams through, like he is with his G.I. Joes and his other figurines. And so that kind of got her ticking, thinking, what can I do for my daughter that she can have a toy that's enjoyable to play with? So, as you can tell, her two kids are named Ken and Barbie, just after the iconic Ken and Barbie. They're just related in this. Anyways, so the inspiration kind of came from their trip to Switzerland, after actually a doll that was given to women on, like, a date, kind of signaling, you know, sex. So this promiscuous start of Barbie was from this doll that she had found in Switzerland, of all places. You know, she brought that back, and that was kind of the whole starting point of Barbie. But did you know the first Barbie prototype had nipples? And, of course, Ruth Handler was like, no, a little too sexualized there. But, you know, Barbie almost was a flop due to the industry mainly being male and not really knowing what to do with a doll with the breasts and a butt. Like, you know, they didn't know. It was a flop. And so when she took it to a toy show, it kind of was a big flop because, you know, all the people that were coming to this were men. So, you know, she actually got help from a very famous psychologist that helped her kind of, you know, do some studies to, you know, see why this wasn't working. And at first, mothers were like, no on Barbie, too sexualized for our daughters. But she found a way to kind of, like, swing Barbie and be like, well, you know, Barbie's teaching your daughter good hygiene and how to take care of their hair, you know, and stuff like that. And essentially, you know, back then in the 1950s, it was all about, you know, snagging a meal ticket, that man. So, you know, these mothers thought it would be, like, a good idea. Oh, yeah, Barbie's a great idea. It's teaching my daughter how to snatch a meal ticket. So, kind of a sad beginning for Barbie, right? So, anyways, so, I don't know if you guys remember, it was like a little trivia. Do you guys remember what's Barbie's sister's name? If you don't know, it's Skipper. But, you know, after Barbie kind of took off, after this whole, like, you know, marketing towards, you know, mothers and daughters kind of thing, you know, Ken, sister, whatever, started coming along, you know, and it's kind of interesting to see Barbie progress. She used to have careers that would coincide with, you know, Ken. So if Ken was a doctor, Barbie would be a nurse. If Ken was a pilot, Barbie would be, you know, a flight attendant. And then, you know, years later, Barbie would go on to have 130 careers. That is crazy. So, like, a vet, you know, all sorts of stuff. Like, even more common things, like, I think there's one that's like a computer programmer. But, like, it's so neat to see that Barbie's, you know, progressing. But, you know, in the 1960s, Barbie started to change. She started to have a twisting torso and real lashes, which I freaking love, right? So 70s sports Barbie was probably the most popular of all time, with the tan, beautiful long hair, whatever. But it was the biggest selling Barbie of all time. So Barbie's always been Vogue. She's always inspired young girls to, you know, have careers, project what they want in life through this Barbie. You know, in 19, or 19, and just this last year, actually, Barbie has come out with new ones with all sorts of body types, skin colors, and Barbie's becoming more and more friendly to every way, and Barbie's just always evolving and changing, and I still think that Barbie will test the time, will be a test of time, and we will still be talking about her 50 years from now. So that is a brief history of Barbie.